Hello there guys, it's your boy Bakugou here, back in another video, and today I'm going to do What If Deku Was the Ghost Rider, part 5, hope you enjoy it. So like always, a small recap is needed, but if you somehow missed last part, click an I button right here. And if you want another part of this series, 500 likes and I will make it. Anyway, so last part, we start off with Deku spending some time with Kendo, you know, bonding time. And one thing led to the other and he was forced to transform to his Ghost Rider form to save a bunch of people from a falling building. And after he was able to escape, he met up with Kendo and she revealed that she knew about Ghost and she's rooting for him. Then Deku told her if she does believe in him, he will do too. Plus he did save her, so... Anyway, after that some time passed and it's time for John to go. Of course Deku was sad and he needed some time alone. In it, Kendo called him and she can hear that he's sad. So after going to his house and his mom told him that he doesn't know where he is, she went to the beach, she found him, they talk, Deku cried, and she assured him that everything will be alright. After that some time passed and it's time for Yui entrance exam. Deku of course still mourned the loss of Blaze, but Kendo is helping him cope. Anyway, so Deku drove them to the exam. This is the theory part. And the practical part, well, Deku have two quirks here. Plus he have full counting early, so needless to say he aced the test and he saved Oraka in the process. You know, same as original. And after they were done and they waited a week, they got the letters and like the anime, Deku got in class 1A and Kendo got in class 1B. And by the way guys, I did read your comments. Don't worry, I have everything planned out so far. Anyway, I think that's it for the recap, so let's begin. So it's the first day, and like Deku promised, he wants to pick up Kendo. And after he told his mom that he's going to pick her first, she smirked and tell him, okay. Deku just sighed, it's not like that, mom. She's my friend. You sure? He nods. Then he left and he made his way toward Kendo's house. He picked her up and they went to UA. And for some reason, everyone is staring at Deku. What's going on here? Why does everyone stare at me? Do I have something on my face? Kendo shook her head and told him, well, since you are the guy who beat the previous records of UA entrance exam, I am not surprised that everyone is staring at you. Well, it was easy. Yeah, it was easy for you. You have like two quirks. Well, actually one, but it have two faces, that's it. Yeah, I know. Anyway, let's go to class. So they made their way toward 1B class. And before Kendo walked in, she saw Deku staring at the door. What's wrong? Well, I have nothing against 1B, but I still think that your place is in 1A. Kendo blushed a bit and tell him, yeah, thanks for that, but it's just a letter, nothing more, nothing less. Anyway, I think see you later. Deku nod. So he made his way toward 1A, and when he saw the door, it was huge. What's up with the door? Do giants enroll here? Well, considering that All Might is 7 feet tall, maybe. So he took a deep breath, opened the door, and he saw Ida yelling at Bakugou. Damn it, why does he have to be here? I swear, Kendo should be here, not him. Bakugou stopped shouting, then he looked at Deku with anger in his eyes. And when Ida saw that, he turned around, he saw Deku, he started walking toward him, and he introduced himself. Then he asked him about the point system, how did he know about the hero points? First off, you need to relax, period. You're way too... I don't know how to describe it. Second, I didn't know about the hero points. I just did what should heroes do. Saving lives. Not defeating villains. Ida's eyes widen. Oh, I see. Then they could tell him if he wasn't so fixated on following the rules, he might even figure that out on his own. Sometimes doing the right thing, meaning breaking the rules. Your name was Ida? Ida nod. So keep that in mind. Then Oraka walked up behind him and introduced herself and she thanks him once again. Don't mention that Deku can sense something behind them and on the ground. He looked down, saw Aizawa, smirk, then he looked away. Aizawa started thinking, he saw me, he's good. I guess one of them at least have experience. After that, Deku made his way toward his seat, and after a few minutes, with everyone still talking, with Deku just sitting on his seat thinking, he said quite out loud, Sir, I think you are our teacher, right? So, can you start the class already? And the reason he's doing that is because he got tired of Bakugou. He just keeps staring at him with hatred in his eyes. Because he saved him a year ago. Like, what? This is annoying. So Aizawa get up while he's still in his sleeping bag. Avon was surprised and asked who is he. Aizawa told them, well, like your classmate told you, I'm your teacher. Well, I can see that you are just a bunch of kids. Except for one. He looked at Deku and Deku just smiled a bit. Anyway, go to the changing rooms and put on your EP uniforms and follow me outside. We are going to do a test right now. Deku gets up because he can sense that Aizawa is not messing around. He's serious. But the others complain and tell him about the orientation. Aizawa tells them, my class, my rules, so follow me outside. You have 5 minutes. So all of them quickly change, and when they gather outside, Aizawa is waiting for them. Then he throws a ball to Bakugou and tell him to throw it as hard as he can, using his quirk. He did, and he got almost the same thing as the anime. I think he got 780 meters in anime. Let's say this time he got 800 because he was training because of Deku. Aizawa tell him, 800, not bad. Bakugou started to gloat and tell them, see that extras? I did get the first place in the entrance exam. Well, Bakugou, you're wrong. You did get the first place considering the previous record. But one of you here beat that record with ease. Everyone knew that was Deku except Bakugou because he was so entitled that he didn't see that Deku beated the previous record. Plus, I want to make him as angry as possible, so deal with it. Anyway, after he heard that, he started shouting and telling him there is no way that nerd beat me. Well, you're right, Aizawa told him. He did not beat you, he pulverized you. He got like 3 times your score. What? Bakugou shout. Anyway, Midoriya, come here and throw the ball. Yes, sir. So Deku threw the ball using 20% of one for all without his transformation. During the past week, he was testing his limits to see how much he can handle, and he figured out that he can use 20% for a short period of time. Everyone was surprised. Then Oraka commented that why he's not using his fire. Then Ida added, yeah, does he have 2 quirks? Then Aizawa looked at Deku. He did get a pretty high score, but considering what he did in the entrance exam, he should be higher. So he told him, why did you hold back? Well, you see, sir, my quirk have 2 aspects, a strength one and a fire one. I can use them separately, but can also use them combined. And of course, when I combine them, they are way more powerful than separate. The problem is, Avon is a bit too close to me for me to use my full power. So he held back because he was afraid of hurting the others. Interesting. Anyway, Avon, take a step back and you use your full power. Don't hold anything back. Alright, sir, Deku tell him. But for some reason, Deku is having a bad feeling for like someone is watching him. Then he saw All Might. They lock eyes, All Might wave at him. Deku smile. So it was All Might, but what is this bad feeling? I will shake it off for now. So Deku transformed his hand to Ghost Rider, power up one for all 100% and throw it. So in the anime, he only used 1 finger and he got 705 meters. But that's the thing, he only used 1 finger. And of course a punch is way stronger than 1 finger. So needless to say, I don't know how far he can throw it. And since All Might can throw a Numu so high in the air that no one can see him anymore, let's just say that Deku literally got infinity. Shall we? And if you guys think that's too much, leave your comments down below and tell me how much you think Deku will get. After Aizawa showed the score and he was a bit shocked, everyone were dumbstruck. Infinity? Damn, you're strong. Deku just laughed nervously. Bakugou on the other hand is just lost. In 2 weeks he was able to save him, and in 1 year he grew this much? Just damn it, come here Deku! Then Bakugou charged at him. And before Aizawa can catch him with his scarf, Deku glared at him, and that made Bakugou stop in his place. He just looked at Deku dead in the eyes. His eyes started turning orange, and that made Bakugou sweat for some reason. What is this pressure? And Aizawa saw that. He was able to stop him with just glaring at him? I guess I'm not the only one who can use that, huh? Anyway, Bakugou, then Aizawa glared at him, and that made Bakugou even more scared. Don't attack him or anyone else again, or I will expel you in the spot. Got it? Good. Anyway, with this, I guess you get the gist of the exam. They nod and even tell him, oh, it will be fun. Fun, huh? Okay, let's play a game then. The last place will be expelled. What? You cannot do that? Then Deku told them, let me ask you something, guys. Did you see the last sport festival? Like last year? They nod. Did you ask yourself why there were not a class 1A last year? They start thinking, then it clicked. It can't be. They looked at Aizawa and he smirked. Midoriya, was it? Your guess is right. I did expel a whole class last year because I saw no potential in them. So if you don't want to get expelled, bring your A games. Anyway, let's move on. So they start doing the exam with Deku just acing everything, but he starts switching between One For All and his Ghost Rider form, or powers, sorry, doing the exam. So in a grip test he used One For All, and in the 100-meter dash he used his Ghost Rider power. Basically he just fly, just like Endeavor in season 5. And that intrigued to Doroki, he had the same quirk as my dad. Anyway, after the exam, well, Deku got in first place, with Invisible Girl getting the last place, but Mineta only have 1 point above her. She started tearing up a bit thinking that she will be expelled, then Aizawa told them, and about the expelled thing, I was just kidding. Everyone looked at him in disbelief except for Momo and Deku. Deku just burst out laughing. The look on your faces is just funny, guys. Wait, did you know that was a ruse? Yep, but you told us about last year. Well, I was not wrong, he did expel a whole class. But since he did give us a fighting chance with this test, I guess he can see some potential in us. Right, Mr. Aizawa? Yeah. Anyway, after this, just rest and you're free to do whatever you want for the rest of the day. They nod and they go change. So Ida and Oraka start talking with Deku. Then someone called for him. It's Kendo. She walked up to them and asked him where he was. I did not see you in the assembly. Oh, about that. So explain what Aizawa did to them, the exam, and how he was messing with them, about expelling them. Then he chuckled a bit. You should have seen their faces. It's almost like they seen a ghost. Well, considering the risk, I can see why. Anyway, after that they introduced each other, they spent some time together, and because there is nothing else to cover, let's say fast forward to the end of the day. Deku get up from his seat and start walking outside. Oraka stop him and tell him if we go to the train station together. I don't use trains anymore, I have a bike. And before she can ask him, he tell her that he wish he can take her, but he already promised Kendo that he will take her. Oh, I see, well, take care. So Deku want to pick up Kendo, and he drove her home. And with that, fast forward to the next day. Deku is sitting on his seat, then Aizawa told him that he's not going to teach them today, but he will. Then All Might enter, like the anime. Everyone is surprised to see him, yes, even Deku. He's still a fanboy after all. Then All Might told them they're going to do a special training, so change your hero costumes and follow me to Beta Field. And in the way out, Deku walk up to All Might and tell him, if that's how a normal person entered the classroom, how will a crazy person do it? Oh, about that, Deku giggle. Chill, All Might, I'm just messing with ya. All Might sigh. I did not know that you can troll jokes. Well, you learn new things every day. Anyway, see ya. So everyone changed with Deku last. All Might tell them, okay, let's begin. Then Ida tell him that we should stop because Midoriya is not here. Then Deku tell them, sorry about the wait. Then Deku until full on Ghost Rider clothes, like you can see on the screen. By the way, I'm thinking of changing it a bit, but it's a maybe. Anyway, they were surprised about Deku's costume. It's full on black, it looks cool, and that intrigued Tokoyami, another person that like black. Interesting design there, young Midoriya. Thanks, All Might, I got this idea from a close friend of mine, Bakugou Scarf. You, friends, don't make me laugh. Yes, Bakugou, I have friends. Unlike you. What's that supposed to mean? Deku replied with a straight face. You know what I mean. Okay, stop it right there, young mans, and let's begin the fighting. So the teams are the same as the anime, with Bakugou grinning ear to ear when he heard that he's going against Deku. I'm going to crush you. Yeah, like the sludge villain did. Bakugou got angry that he started walking toward the building. What do you mean, Oraka asked her. Don't worry about it. Anyway, do we have a plan? Yes. Bakugou will come at me, so you need to search for the bomb. And when you find it, call me and I'll try to help you. Because Ida have a speed quirk. It will be hard to try to catch him. Yeah, I see. Okay. So they enter the building, and Deku starts thinking, damn it, I can already sense him. The malice in him is too much. Then he grinned. I'm going to enjoy this. Anyway, Oraka, he's coming, so start moving. She nods, then she saw Bakugou behind the corner. She continued moving forward, then Deku called out for him. I'm right here, Bakugou. Bakugou appeared in front of him. Bakugou show himself and tell him, you ready to lose, nerd? Huh, you mean like last time? You bullied me with your lackeys, like 4 against 1? Don't worry, this time, no one will help you. You're against me, and I'm different. Then he started using One For All 8%. Then Bakugou charged at him, like the enemy with the right hook, and Deku can see through it, so he dodged it and grabbed him and slammed him against the ground. Too easy, Deku tell him, taunting him. Bakugou got up using an explosion and tried to hit Deku once again, but because of his training with Kendo, he's easily dodging all his attacks. Plus the fact that he have full count in 8% this early on in the series, and Bakugou doesn't have any experience yet, it's just a one-sided beatdown. And after a solid minute of Deku just throwing Bakugou around, I will end this right now, Bakugou. Deku's eyes turn orange and uses his flames to rocket toward Bakugou, knee him in the gut, and without wasting a beat, he punched him square in the face using 50% of One For All, you know, to not kill him but also hurt him, and that was able to send Bakugou flying and crashing against the wall. You're done, Deku tell him. Then Deku starts walking toward him. To capture him, Bakugou slowly gets up and tell him, I'm not done yet, let's see if you can handle this. He lifts his right hand and pull out the gauntlet. I have a month worth of sweat inside of it. All Might shout at him to stop, but he was stopped with Deku telling him, come on, fire it, let's see how it goes. Bakugou got angry even more, and he prepared himself to pull out the trigger. Deku on the other hand pulled out his right hand, and it completely covered with flames. Okay Zuko, don't kill him, but make sure that he will not be able to fight. So Bakugou pulled out the trigger, and Deku fired his attack. It's similar to Endeavor Jet Burn, so his attack went through Bakugou's blast and hit him directly, burning him but not enough to actually do any lasting damage, or anything that Recovery Girl cannot heal. So you tell me, why Deku is holding back against Bakugou after what he did to him? Well, for once, he's still technically Deku from the original. He still have his soft side. Second, he want to be a hero like he promised Blaze, and for him, heroes don't kill. So even though Bakugou was a joke to him, Deku, he want to follow his dream. Third, he listened to Blaze's advice and tell him to just forget about him because if he continued like this, he will reach nothing in life. Plus, Kendo did tell him to not go after revenge. Even though Deku can feel a hatred toward him and he want to get revenge, he doesn't listen to it. Anyway, after that, Bakugou was captured using the tape and Deku made his way toward Oraka after she told him where's the bomb. So when he reached her, he told her that he would distract Ida and you get the bomb. She did, and Deku burst through the door, lock eyes with Ida, and before he can react, fire another jet burn, although weaker than previous one, at Ida. And because Ida doesn't have any experience yet, the jet burn hit him and slammed him against the wall. He's still conscious, but that attack did some damage. Damn it, I need to hold back more, Deku thought. Then Oraka quickly rushed toward the bomb and touched it. Then All Might announced that the hero team win. Then Deku walked up to Ida and tell him, you're okay? Yeah, I will be. That was a good hit. Yeah, sorry about that. You need to work on your reflexes. I really thought that you can dodge that. Well, I will try to improve, Ida tell him. Deku smiled and he gave him a hand. Ida took it and he helped him get up. Are you sure you're okay? If not, I guess you can see Recovery Girl. Nah, I'm fine. Just a bit shook up. My armor did protect me. I see. So they walked outside and they saw a half beaten down and burned Bakugou was taken away by medic robots. Both of them, Ida and Oraka, looked at Deku and tell him, did you? Well, I had to. He used his gauntlet on me, so I need to get serious. Well, I guess that's acceptable. But don't worry, I did make sure that he will not get too much hurt. Or at the very least not anything that Recovery Girl cannot heal. Still beat him up though. Oh, right. Then Oraka tell him, anyway, that was great, Deku. Deku? Deku tell her, it's just what Bakugou called you yesterday. Yeah, don't call me that. That was an insult, like, because I'm a late bloomer. They all surprised. What? Deku nod. My quirk manifested only a year ago. Only 1 year and you have this much power? Wow. Deku smiled. Well, I did put myself to hell of a training. That's why. I see. Both of them tell him. So they made their way to the control room and everyone cheered for Deku. All Might give him a cheeky thumbs up. He's proud of him. Then he asks who is MVP. Momo tell him Deku and ask why. She tell him because he had a plan. Plus he did make sure that when he used most of his attacks, he used them where Bakugou already hit or they are already damaged to limit the damage on the building. Plus he did not rely on his fire too much, only for acceleration and the last attack. Correct, Yoruzu. Damn, she's good. Then the fight went on like the anime. Then Deku starts watching Todoroki. He have 2 quirks? Oraka tell him, look, he have 2 quirks, just like you. Well, Oraka, I have 1 quirk, he just have 2 aspects of it. And All Might tell him, well, actually, also Todoroki, he have a quirk that let him create fire from his left side and ice on his right side. I see, but why did he only use his ice? Maybe because it's convenient in this scenario? That could be it, Momo told him. Anyway, after that the day went on, and everyone returned to the class. And when they reached it, they saw Bakugou getting his stuff and leaving. Ida tell him where he's going, Bakugou just glare at Deku and start walking away. Then he turn a corner. Well, I guess he's leaving, Deku told them. Leaving? Why? They ask him. Because he cannot handle losing, especially for me. All his life I was beneath him, for him. And now, since I have power that rival his, even exceed his, and he lost, he cannot live with that. He cannot accept that someone that was beneath him is above him now. What a joke. If he cannot handle losing once, he's not cut off being a hero. Because like it or not, we cannot win every fight. Most of them look down because they know that feeling and they agreed with him. But unbeknownst to them, Bakugou was listening, and before they entered the class, he burst from the corner and tells Deku that I'm not going to quit, I will beat you no matter what, just you wait. Deku smirk, I'll be waiting. Then he entered the class and took his bag to leave, and Bakugou already left. Then he met up with Kendo and he apologized if he was a bit late. We had a special class today. Special? How? We fought each other in a 2v2 situation. Who did you put up against? Deku just sigh. Oh, him again? Deku nod. Well, I was able to win, but trust me, it was so hard to hold back and not hurt him to the point of no return. Kendo put her hand on his shoulder and tell him, yeah, I understand, but you have to show him that you are better than him. Not by hurting him, by being a stronger hero than him. Deku smiled and tell her, thanks. She smiled back, don't mention it. So two of them made their way toward her house, and when Deku dropped her before he can leave, he was stopped by her dad inviting him inside. Deku accepted, but for some reason he's a bit afraid. And Kendo saw that. She told him to try to calm down. I'm trying, Deku tell her, but for some reason I'm nervous. And her dad saw that and tell him, nervous aren't we? You're just her friend, right? He said that with a smirk on his face. Yes sir, we are just friends. Yeah dad, we are just friends. But when they said that, for some reason they felt a bit sad. Yeah, by the way, just drop the sir already. Anyway, why don't you stay here for dinner? I want to know my daughter's friend. Sure sir, let me just call my mom and tell her that I will be a bit late. Then Deku call his mom and he tell her what he's doing, and she tell him to make a good first impression. Why? He asked. For no reason, just do as I say, okay? Okay. Then he hang up. So they sat down and explained how they met. I guess you also like bikes, huh? Well, I will not say I like them as much as her, but let's just say I like riding them. Okay. Anyway, how's your way? Normal, I guess. Well, we have a teacher that always wants to sleep, but sometimes we have All Might. Your teacher is All Might? He nod. That must be awesome having the #1 hero as your teacher. Yeah, it does, plus it makes us want to impress him a bit. I see. But I swear, Kendo, I think your place is with us, not in class 1B. We have this little grape guy or grape pervert that, oh my god, actually got on my nerve. Grape pervert, Kendo tell him? Yeah, I think his name is Mineta. Basically, he's a pervert, and I swear to god that you are way more capable than him. You can easily beat him even without your quirk. Kendo blush a bit and tell him thanks for the compliment. Well, I'm just saying the facts. You have way more talent than half of my class. Plus, if you remove my quirk, you're actually stronger than me. Although just a bit. I'm starting to catch up, you know that. Deku smirk. Kendo smirk back and tell him, well, we will see about that. Then her dad tell them that he's happy that they are getting along, but can you stop flirting in front of me? Deku blush, seen for Kendo and tell him, it's not flirting, sir. Yeah, what you call it whatever you want. And I call it how I see it. Deku and Kendo just blush even more. And after the dinner, Deku thanked them and he made his way toward his house. Then he can sense something big is happening, so he transformed and made his way there. And when he arrived, he saw a standoff between heroes and villains. And it looked like that they have some hostages. The villains are telling the heroes if they move anymore, they will kill the hostages. Deku started looking left and right to see if any hero is going to help, but sadly there is none. Damn it, I don't like doing this, but I don't have any more options. So Deku power bomb for all, and before the villains can even react, he knocked most of them, or basically the ones that were holding the hostages. And when the villains saw that, they try attacking him, but Deku is too fast for them. He basically one-shot every one of them. Then he asks the civilians if they are okay, they nod and they thank him. Then he starts walking away, but the heroes call out for him. Hey, wait there, Rider. Deku sighed. What do you want? He said that without turning or facing them. What do you mean, what do we want? You used your Quirk without a license. You broke the law. And? Deku told them. What do you mean, and? You're coming with us. As if. You might be right about me breaking the law, but... Then he pointed to civilians. They are safe because of me, not you. The way I see it is a bunch of jealous pro heroes get outshined with someone that doesn't have a license. And trust me, you're reeked with jealousy and I can sense it. And if you want me to stop doing this, you need to start acting like a hero and do your job. Until then, Deku whistled. His bike appeared from nowhere, coming straight at him. Then Deku grabbed the handle and spinning it around 180 degrees. He sit on his seat, give them the middle finger and tell them, "So long, suckers." Then he drove away. And after finding a good place to hide, he powered down, goes straight to his house, and fell asleep. And with that, I'm going to stop it right here. So what do you think of it, guys? Will Bakugou get stronger? Will Deku's wish be granted and Kendo will join 1A? What will happen next? Because the next part, we haven't USJ. Leave your thoughts in comments down below, and if you want another part of this series, 500 likes and I will make it. And if you are new, subscribe, there is more videos like this coming. And like always guys, peace